Fake news, disinformation, deepfake. Expressions heard more and more often these days. They are increasingly hard to tell, while the truth is getting difficult to verify. But what's the reality behind? Let's ask our expert.
Off we go.
Whatever you do, don't try this at home. This clip, widely shared on WhatsApp, is just one example of the many coronavirus-related stories circulating online. The problem, as the disease continues to spread, fake news is going viral too. In India, a picture purporting to show an Italian boy taking his life after all his family members died from coronavirus went viral. But a fact check revealed that the footage actually shows the suicide of a woman before the outbreak. And this photo doesn't show dead bodies on the streets of Italy. It's actually an art installation in Germany.
Yeah, it's actually that we could not fact check as fast as information was traveling during these times. And some of the platforms really did their best. It was during that time that Twitter inevitably also started to fact check and add little boxes that this claim might be wrong, so that you could check it. But there was just such an overarching influx of information that nobody could handle it. But then there's also a big issue with disinformation being spread in messenger services. So the information you get on WhatsApp, the information you get on messenger services. And the issue with that is that we are more susceptible to believing it because it's forwarded to us by a person we know. And if you see a claim several times, then you're more likely to believe it, or at least doubt whether the information you're receiving might be true. You're bound to receive the information that you're looking for. We're all kind of stuck in these, what they call echo chambers, where we are fed the information that fits our narrative. So if I believe that vaccines don't work and they give kids autism, then I'm more likely gonna get all this information that fits my narrative on social media as well, due to the algorithms, and I just get down the spiral of information and being reinforced in what I think is true. That has heavily contributed to fueling these negative narratives and disinformation and conspiracy theories during COVID as well. There is one school of belief that says that we need as many opinions and as much information out there in order to tackle disinformation. And then we just assume that people are going to choose the right ones, but also that it's going to fuel public discourse in a way that it's inevitably going to lead to the right outcome, narrative-wise. But so far we haven't seen that manifest. Plus, one thing that we can do for sure on a broader societal level is just promote media literacy, being more cautious, being more aware what kind of sources you use, double check sources that you use. So there is certainly more to it when we talk about just educating about media literacy, but there can be programs picking up people wherever they are and wherever their level of knowledge is about things. It can be your threshold, but certainly public education is a big part of trying to counter disinformation.
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody... No, Mr. President-elect...
You have media that's always politically guided. So in the US, for example, if you're a Republican or if you're a Trump supporter, you're more likely to watch channels like Fox News. There have been a lot of controversies around some of Fox News productions about there being disinformation on the channels. So you gotta be aware of that. One issue that does arise with people like Trump and their outspokenness on social media is that there is already a decline in trust in public media. And that is just exacerbated because you have influential public figures telling people that the media that is supposed to feed you with independent information and is supposed to be your access and your expert tool to be informed is wrong. And it's deliberately feeding you wrong information. So that has just contributed to the general loss in trust in independent media or in media in general. We're facing European elections in 2024. We will see how that will play out for some member states in which media freedom has been eroding or in which populist governments have been influencing the public debate.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
Jordan Peele created this fake video of President Obama to demonstrate how easy it is to put words in someone else's mouth.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Actually, it's not only easier than ever to create fake news, it's also cheaper. Deepfakes have several levels. I mean, you have photo deepfakes, which, I mean, we've always had Photoshop around. We have video deepfakes, which they're now talking about, which are getting better and better. We have audio deepfakes, so sometimes you'll have just voice recordings that are recreated, but even also text deepfakes, where you have machine learning and AI that helps you recreate a specific writing style of somebody. We have seen now recently, for example, in the case of Twitter, when you could buy the blue check marks and people randomly made up accounts that ended up even influencing stock prices because they impersonated, for example, like a big insulin company, and they said, hey, insulin's going to be free now, and then the stock prices went down incredibly. So it has real life implications if people produce these deepfakes. But then, of course, you have also the third one is the societal impact, because it can create tensions in international relations if you have public figures or politicians that are subject to deepfakes. These kind of things, very dangerous.